الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم إله الأولين والآخرين وأصلي وأسلم وأبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. We have studied the Imams and the Madhab like Hanafi and Maliki and Shafi and Hanbali. Today we're going to study another Madhab, they call it Madhab, which is they call Madhab al-Ja'fari or Ithna Ashari, al-Imami, or Shia Madhab. But we need to see the roots of the madhab, whether should be one of the school of thought or not. So this all from the beginning, how this school of thought started, where they came up with the name, and so on. We're going to double check the authenticity of this madhab in general. So the madhab named after Imam Ja'far Ibn Muhammad al-Baqir ibn Ali Zayn al-Abidin ibn Hussein, which is the great-grandson of Ali ibn Abi Talib. So this man, one of Ahlul Bayt, a great scholar, a great man, a righteous man. So this is named Ja'far Muhammad al-Baqir Ali bin Ali Zayn al-Abidin bin Hussein bin Ali, the grandson of Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam. That's from his father's side. From his mother's side goes all the way to Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. So this they call him Imam Ja'far rahimahullah ta'ala. And he's basically the sixth Imam. And remember we studied there's 12 Imam to them. 11 existed and the one which is Mahdi does not exist. So this number 6, start from Ali and so on down, Hassan, Hussein and so on, reaches number 6, right? So since he was a child, Imam Ja'far rahimahullah ta'ala, he studied in Medina and he was seeking the knowledge from the third generation and the fourth generation, Tabi'een and so on. And he learned from his father, Muhammad al-Baqir, who was a great Imam, and he learned the fiqh and the hadith, and he connected with the fuqaha, the people of knowledge all over the Muslim world. And one time, Khalifa al-Mansur, he organized a debate between him and Abu Hanifa. All right? And Abu Hanifa, he said, I haven't seen someone has more fiqh, mean the understanding of the deen, more fiqh than Ja'far, this man. And he said he was very smart, very confident, and he really very knowledgeable, and he knew about a lot of knowledge even beside the deen knowledge. And many scholars, famous scholars, have learned from him. One of them, Jabir ibn Hayyan. And his gathering was basically huge. Like a lot of his halaq knowledge used to be full of people because the people, they know his knowledge. Even though he had special status, high status from the household of the Prophet ﷺ, he never asked to become the Khalifa or any like a position in the government, nothing. He didn't ask for it, he does not want it, he just focused and seeking knowledge. And this is the characteristics of many Sahaba and Tabi'een. They did not want to. Used to get forced to become judges. They don't want to become judges. They don't want to become governors. They don't want nothing to do with dunya, and he's one of them. Rahimahullah ta'ala. And of course, the followers later on, they basically elevated his status way above his rightful and his rightful rank, and he had condemned everyone who exaggerated about him, right? Everyone went extreme basically about him because they put him in a higher level than him as a human being or describe him things he doesn't have. So he have condemned that. Matter of fact, they said he have cursed those the one who raised his status above humanity, basically. He's still a human being, eat and drink and so on. And he, matter of fact, he sent the letters to the to the governors and to the countries and Muslim lands and so on, said, I have nothing to do with these people, the one who elevate my status above and beyond what I deserve, and he said, may Allah curse them. And one time, the Khalifa during his time was named Mansur, second Abbasid Khalifa. The first one was Abu Abbas Safah, the second was named Abu Ja'far al-Mansur. And he asked him, the Khalifa, imagine, he's the most powerful man on the face of this planet. He asked Ja'far, rahimahullah ta'ala, he said, why don't you visit us? Imagine the most powerful person asked a sheikh, asked God, why don't you visit us? He said, because we're not afraid of you, one thing, you didn't have nothing to make us scared. Second thing, he said, and you didn't have anything make us closer to Allah, so we can come and seek it there. The third thing he said, and we didn't have something, Allah have favored you something, so we come congratulate you for the ni'mah Allah have gave you. Nor something bad, you didn't have anything bad, so we come, basically give you condolences or just make you feel good. So really, no need for us to come. That's Imam Ja'far rahimahullah ta'ala. طيب. Many people have learned from Ja'far rahimahullah ta'ala, like one of Sufyan ibn Uyayna and many others. And he resided in Medina, then he went to Iraq, and he resided in Iraq for a little bit. And basically, and same one, in Medina or Iraq, never competed to become the Amir, the Prince, or the Khalifa, or the Governor, nothing. Even Imam Bukhari have narrated something from his hadith and so on. And Imam Ja'far, rahimahullah ta'ala, he hold tight to the book of Allah and the Sunnah of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. All right? And Imam there was his name Shahristani, he said he had knowledge in a way like there's no one had in the deen and the adab and the wisdom and so on, and didn't care about the dunya, and nothing could divert him away from or take him away from the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he said, the Shahristani, Ja'far al-Sadiq has nothing to do whatever they claim. Nothing to do with the claim of his followers. Nothing to do with that. Matter of fact, he said he have cursed them. He said, I have nothing to do with you, which is the madhab of the Rafidah. And their foolishness, basically. Their foolish statements, basically, he said, which is one of them, al-ghaybah. What al-ghaybah? Remember? They're coming back for, right? Oh, the ghaiba, or they come back for the Mahdi, right? Al-Raj'a.
That's when they come back, Yawm al-Qiyamah, lil-Ba'th al-Qablina.
Before the Day of Judgment, they come back.
Is it the comeback, and the worst of Muslims will be get revenged against by the best of Muslims?
By the best of Muslims. And the worst of Muslim to them was Abu Sahaba, Bakr and Umar and Uthman and so on. Wal-Bada'a.
They essentially say that Allah changed his mind.
They say Allah changed his mind. So basically said all this false statement, he has nothing to do with it. And so on. So he said, but the thing is, those people, they have committed so many things, has nothing to do with his school of thought. Even they said they're Ja'fari. We follow Imam Ja'far. Like the Christians, they said they follow Jesus. Are they following Jesus? They're not following Jesus. Because Jesus never said, I'm the son of Allah. Right, so same thing with them. They said they follow Ja'far, or the Madhab Ja'fari, they have nothing to do with Ja'far. So Ja'far has nothing to do with this. Or the love of Ali radiallahu anhu, they have nothing to do with the love of Ali. So Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah ta'ala, he said everything was narrated about Ali and Ja'far al-Sadiq, and whatever they claim, this has been fabricated, innovated by them. Everything they said. So, however, whatever they said has nothing to do with what they're saying. And one of the things they have fabricated about Imam Ja'far is something Rasail Ikhwan al-Safa. the letters or the messages, Ikhwan Safa, which is, those messages came about 200 years after his death. They said this is Imam Ja'far said it. Which is those here, a group of Muslimin, remember, a group of them, Malahida, disbelievers. They said, they came with these messages, so to deny the messages of all the prophets. It's like a new message to combine all the deens together. Muslim, Christian, and Jews. They have one deen. Instead of the deen of the prophets, they said this is what we have a lot of things in common, so we have a new deen. This that is said, the letters of Ikhwan Safa. They adopted this and they said Ja'far said that. And Ja'far has nothing to do with that. Clear? So this is the thing. We need to understand, because Ja'fari, but has nothing to do with Ja'far. Like Christian has nothing to do with Isa, alayhi salam. All right? So Ali has nothing to do with them, and so on. So that's one of those, one of the most famous scholars, which is the one who have diverted away from the path of Allah so far. His name Al-Kulayni. What his book is name? Al-Kafi. So Al-Kafi, he came a little later, and the other one, his name Al-Qummi, and the third one, Ibn al-Hasan al-Tusi. Those are the most famous three scholars. They claim, or they are following Ja'far. For example, the Kulayni, what did he say at Kulayni? This is number one. He said, I'm Ja'fari, I follow Ja'far. He said, this Quran is corrupted. This Quran has nothing to do with our Quran. He said, the Mahdi will bring a Quran. This is his book, Al-Kafi. This is the most famous book for them. Remember, we said this like Bukhari to us. All right? He said, this Quran is corrupted. You can check it out and look if you find it. It's not something like, we're claiming this. It's there. All right? Now, we have, so the book Al-Kulayni, the Kulayni, the Imam Kulayni, whatever the Imam Ja'far Kulayni, his book is Al-Kafi, and this is corrupted. You have Muhammad Ali Hussein, which is the Qummi, same thing, and they have corrupt Aqidah, or corrupted Aqidah, and Al-Tusi, and they have narrated so many books. They based their rules based upon four things: Kitabullah, Al-Khabar means the hadithism, Al-Athar, ثم الإجماع, with Athar, which is supposed to be close to Qiyas, or not close to Qiyas, the action of Sahaba. Then the Ijma' and Al-Aql, the reason, right? So, but we're going to see. To us, makes sense. But if they take the Kitab, the Quran, which is this the Madhab of Hanifa and Malik and Shafi'i and Ahmad and every single scholar, they take from the Quran. But when they say the Quran, would that work for them? The Quran is not Quran, because they don't believe in our Quran. Why? Because their Aqidah, they believe the Quran is not a Quran unless it reached us through the Imams, the Ma'sumin. What Ma'sum mean? Infallible. So it has to go through the infallible ones, which is the Imams. Since the Quran we have came to us through Sahaba, and they're not infallible to them, matter of fact, to them, they're not even Muslimin, so they didn't take it. So when they take the rules from the Quran, that means different Quran, different rules. Even they said we take from Kitabullah. So you need to understand the rules. So the bottom of where they get their Sharia from. So our Quran is not a true Quran, and they said this Quran, the Sahaba have corrupted the existing Quran. And matter of fact, some surah should not be in the Quran. And they said this is the opinion of Ja'far. But Ja'far has nothing to do with that. Clear? No. The second thing, Al-Khabar, which is the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we're going to go through the hadith. They have Sahih, Hasan, Muwathaq, Da'if, wal-Ijma' wal-Aql. We said So 4 types hadith. طيب. Any hadith is not narrated by the imams, the infallible imams, they don't take it. Who the one who narrated the most hadith? Abu Hurairah, Aisha, Ibn Umar, right?
Ibn Abbas.
Less than them. But the main thing, 3 of them, they don't take anything. Thousands of hadith. Abu Hurairah, Aisha radiallahu anha, wa Ibn Umar radiallahu anha. Said other Sahaba. So they didn't take any of their hadith. So their hadith different than the hadith we think that we follow. Plus, because they ranks the hadith based upon their beliefs. For example, the Sahih. We know the chain of Sahih, as we're going to study inshallah more. Their Sahih has to be the narration, the chain, connected or connected. The narrators has to be one of the imams or related to the imams and connected with the ma'soom, the infallible. So change has to be all from the imams and to the ma'soom, or the chain, which is the family or so on, or Ahlul Bayt, come to the ma'soom. Other than that, the hadith is not sahih. And they have to be trustworthy to them. The Hasan, he said, is connected with the ma'soom, the infallible, through those imams, or some of the imam we're talking about, the 12 imam, someone follow the imams, but the thing is they're not as trustworthy as the others. And so on. This is their hadith. And the muwaththaq, they said someone trustworthy beside the imams, but also connected to the infallible, and so on. And he said the da'if, everything is not going through this chain. طيب. Al-ijma', what ijma' in English mean? Consensus. What does it mean? They have almost majority of the scholars one opinion. It goes back the consensus, right? So the Shia, their ijma' different than ours. Our ijma', the sunnah, ijma' that's done, become rule. The ijma' to them, the consensus to them means has to be basically according to the opinion of the infallible. So the ijma', they may have consensus opinion over something, has some trace or somewhere narration by the infallible. فهمت؟ طيب. Clear? Say والله. So يعني الإجماع، نحكي بالعربي كمان. الإجماع عندهم، الإجماع يكون لو أجمع العلماء بده يكون في أثر عن المعصوم يثبت ما أجمعوا عليه. بينما أهل السنة إجماع العلماء يكفي، ما في داعي يكون له أثر مكان، لأنه أجمعوا على هذا الرأي. Alright? طيب. The last one, العقل. They take their rules from عقل. The reason, right? طيب. العقل, which is the reason, we know sometimes things make sense to us, and some stuff probably doesn't make sense. But we didn't take our rules based upon what makes sense to us or doesn't make sense to us. To them, they use the aql, the reason. They look at something makes sense, and they found something similar to it in the deen. So they take this, the rules should be the rules, and they start looking something to match what makes sense to them. Understand? See the difference or no? Okay. So basically, to us, بالعربي, العقل خادم للوحي وليس مشرع. So the reason, something we take it to understand the revelation, the wahi. It's not, we don't make our own rules.
Can you give an example?
For example, if let's why Salat al-Maghrib 3 rak'ah? Why not 4? We don't know. Why Siyam from from Fajr to Maghrib, not for example, not from Isha to Fajr or to Dhuhr. So we just like this, we take the rule the way it is. Okay, probably then we take the rule the way it is without, this makes sense because you have to feel the thirst, the hunger, and so on, right? And then, but the rules that we don't make it, we do look something makes sense, then we look for something and look for something in Islam match what we're doing. As nowadays, go ahead.
Well, another example would be like they use it through the ta'wil on Allah's hands, Allah has limbs.
The ta'wil, because they have met with the Mu'tazila and some stuff. The Mu'tazila, we have studied the Mu'tazila but the Mu'tazila didn't say the infallibility about the imams. Then, go ahead, Bisha.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا محمد
الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلي وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. Quick thing, one of those rules they make according to their understanding, they said whoever recites some surah from the Quran, his salah is invalid. Some of their rules, you could eat or drink during salah. Some of their rules, you can combine Dhuhr and Asr and Maghrib and Isha without any reason, every single day in your life. And this will invalidate your salah for us. Some of their rules, they don't have to make salat Jum'ah unless the Imam comes. Who's the Imam? Al-Mahdi. Says no Jum'ah, there's no Imam, no Jum'ah. But till Khomeini came, then he told them to do salat Jum'ah. But their salat Jum'ah different than ours. And also said if you dip yourself in the water without drinking, without something, your siyam is invalid. You have to make up that. One of their rules, they said the wine is pure, tahir. And some of their rules, they said ghusl Nayruz. Nayruz is one of the Jewish holidays, right? They said this is sunnah to make ghusl during the Nayruz. So a few of the rules totally different than the rules of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All right, so basically, as summarized before we wrap up, inshallah, their rules we said they take from the Quran, but the Quran they're taken, they mean in different Quran, because the Quran, if it's not taken or did not reach us through the infallible, which is the Ma'soom, then that's not the Quran. So different than the Quran you see there. So even they take their own. So because again, did not reach us through the infallible, and the thing, the Quran we have is corrupted, definitely, and so on. This is the rule. This is rough idea about this madhab, and the other verse we are unable to finish, so we're going to stop right here, inshallah.